Please, I can't sleep.
It's time to listen to Courtney at last on the Ramblings of an Insomniac podcast.
Hello. Good evening, morning, afternoon, whatever the case may be, wherever you are in the world. I am currently trying to, I'm trying not to be overwhelmed by the me procrastinating. Me procrastinating has caused me to be overwhelmed. And now it's one of those situations, I made my bed, I need to lie in it kind of thing. Well, hi, first off, hi. Thank you so much for listening, whether it's your first time, second time, or 100th time. Welcome. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. If it's your first time, be aware that it truly is the ramblings of an insomniac. I chose the word rambling because most of the time I have no idea what I'm talking about, and I'm sleep deprived. So my brain has turned to mush, and it doesn't really compute things very well. It doesn't really comprehend things or get out. I can't really communicate all that well. And you will hear my dogs, cats, neighbors, coyotes, crickets, whatever. You'll hear it all. Currently, you're going to hear my dogs tip-tapping. You're going to hear their toes. I really did clip their nails. I did. But we are country folk out here, and there's nothing to really file their nails down. We don't live, they don't go for walks on the sidewalk. And the sidewalk is usually what helps them trim their nails down. So that means I need to do it. And it's one of those things where, it seems like, maybe I'm wrong, housekeepers, if you are a professional housekeeper and you go and clean other people's houses all day, usually it seems like they have kind of unkept houses because they've been cleaning houses all day. The very last thing they feel like doing is coming home and cleaning a house. And I feel like when you bathe dogs and groom dogs all day, the last thing you want to do is come home and bathe and groom your own. However, it is important. Just because I don't want to do it doesn't mean I shouldn't do it. I still need to, regardless if I want to or not. I chose to have these animals. I chose to have them in my family and take responsibility and accountability. But even if their nails were really short, you would still be able to hear them probably on the floor. Wow. Super digressed. Windy road. I totally went off into a whole thing there. Procrastination has got me in a pickle because now I am sitting here looking at my closet and it is such a shit show. It's it's hurting. It's the whole thing where when your life is chaotic around you, it makes your brain chaotic. And I know I was talking before how they always say Einstein and geniuses seem to have a cluttered house. Their minds are cluttered and so are their surroundings. But that makes me insane. I don't want to have my mind's already all over the place. It's like, woo, 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 and then, it's crazy. So I don't like having things around me match my brain. I don't want my surroundings to match how bananas and unorganized my brain is. So I walk in, I have a really hard time putting away stuff, putting away groceries or unpacking after you've gone somewhere and then you have a suitcase or whatever. So unpacking or putting away groceries or putting away laundry. I just don't like it. And so whenever I've moved in the past, I always have to do things like bring in 2 boxes at a time that say both go to the bathroom, for example. I don't bring all the boxes in and then go, okay, put all the boxes in the bathroom, all the boxes in the bedroom, all the boxes in the kitchen, living room, and so forth. Now there's just a bunch of boxes in each room, and I feel so overwhelmed that I get anxiety and I get panic attacks, and then I just don't want to put away anything, and then I procrastinate. And pretty soon, it's been weeks, and I haven't put anything away except for major essentials. I prefer to do it like I take out a few boxes that go into the kitchen and put them away as I go. Like I take out a box, put it away. Take out a box, put it away. Sure, it's probably going to take a lot longer. But now, when at the end of the day, you turn around and there are no boxes, everything's just put away. You turn around and you're not stepping over stuff and you're not going, okay, where did I put? I know there's a box there that says clothes, but like, are those my sweatshirts? Are they my jeans? Like, I don't want to search for, lift up a box and move a box to get to my jeans. Like they're just put away. And same with groceries. If I have a bunch of groceries, or back when I went to the laundromat to do laundry, I would take out a laundry basket out of my car, and I would have already folded it at the laundromat. So then I take out the basket out of the car, and then I go put it away immediately. And then I go back and get another basket and go put it away. Same with groceries. Groceries is a little bit different. I'll usually take as much as I can handle, but I like immediately start putting it away just so that I don't even like sit down. I just put it away right away. But laundry, I'm sitting here and it's just, and then I do that thing where I'm like, I have to purge and get rid of clothes, which I like to do. The problem is I have winter clothes and I have summer clothes. And so it looks like I have a lot of clothes, but it's really like winter, summer. And then I do that thing where I'm like, well, I'm overweight right now. And so these are going to be my skinny clothes that make me inspired to lose weight and fit back into them. And we all say this. And I'm going to bet about 90% of us never, ever, ever end up, not saying we don't end up losing weight, not saying that 90% of us don't lose weight. I'm going to say, though, that 90% of us probably take quite a while, like years, before we actually put on those pants that we were keeping for years, insisting that we were going to lose weight and keep them around to fit in, But we hold on to them because one day, and then, it ends up where they're just hanging out for years. And there's that whole thing. If you haven't worn it in a year, you're probably not going to wear it. And that is true because I'm like, but what about my winter clothes? I don't wear those for a year, but it's within that time period. I wear them once a year, every winter. But now I don't like folding them and putting them away. And then we went through this whole debate about how I really want things organized and stacked neatly and stacked by color. And I want them away. But the problem is if they're out of sight, they're out of mind. So like if you have bins, like there's that one organization show, I think they do famous people like Khloe Kardashian and Reese Witherspoon, and like there's different organization styles and they classify the organization styles. And I can't remember. And they were all like bees or ladybugs or butterflies or something like that. And there's one that I fit, and it's like basically you want things to be organized and you want things put away and you want things to be, like neat and tidy. But if they're in bins or things that you can't see, then it's kind of like out of sight, out of mind. So it's true. It's almost like I want them in clear bins so that I can still see them, but they're organized and they're not falling all over. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I bought some of those. I bought clear bins. But then my partner is opposite. He likes things hung up because he's colorblind, and it makes sense. He's severely colorblind, not just the red-green colorblind. It's like I don't know what it's called, but basically it's like he sees winter colors all the time, like very drab greens and grays and browns. So he can't go digging for stuff. Like he needs to be able to have them hung up and see like shades and sees like tints of things and see the textures of things or see the brands of things, So I took on this challenge and I was all pumped to do it. And I keep getting sidetracked by doing other stuff. And then I'm like, yay, but look, I did this other thing that needed to be done. Or look, but it wasn't on my list. So then I go back to my list and now I don't have a check mark or I can't cross out. I love making lists because it keeps me organized and it helps me remember, but also the satisfaction of crossing something off. Oh, it's like orgasmic. It just is like, yeah. And then you can have multiple orgasms because the more, like the longer list that you have, the more times you get to cross something off, you're like, yeah, get it. Yeah, oh, baby, yeah, right there, yeah. It's pretty great. But I can't do that when I get sidetracked and I do shit like I'm doing now and I'm chasing my tail and I'm chasing after a ball and I'm chasing after a butterfly. It doesn't work. So then I have this thing on my list that I haven't got to check off, and now it's like I have blue balls. And now it's like this pent up thing that I don't get to release. And it makes me anxious because now I have this pent up thing that I can't release. And now I'm like, okay, I got to find something. So then I'll find other projects. And then I go do these other projects that I've been meaning to do and need to do, or they're projects that I probably don't need to do at all and 100% could wait. But I'm like, but they do need to be done eventually. And so I should do them now, because if I don't do them now, I'm just going to have to do them later. So I may as well do them now. And then I'll do that instead of course, just going in and having it be like a Band-Aid and just doing it. And then so it begins, that whole vicious cycle, hamster wheel, squirrel thing. Frustrating. Anyway, so what else has been keeping me up? So this damn closet is, but hey, first world problems, right? I'm sitting here complaining about organizing a closet. Total first world spoiled problems. So these are not, although I never said it was a problem. Like as in, I'm not complaining as in, oh, poor me, this is a bad problem, because Lord knows there are third world problems that are actual problems. So I'm not, complaining. This is a good problem to have. It's, if I have anxiety over my closet, then life is pretty good, right? My life is pretty freaking awesome if I have an anxiety over my closet in my house okay, sorry, I got a call in the middle. What was I saying? Shoot. I was like on a whole thing, and I know it was about procrastinating and putting away stuff. Oh, damn it. I had a whole thing going too. But basically that I don't like putting away stuff. We have different styles. Oh, and then third world problems. And okay. So then I was going to say, so I was coming back from visiting my son and grandson and my grandkids, and my son's girlfriend. And I started thinking about traffic and how I got my license in a small town with quite literally 3 stoplights and basically just north to south. So it was pretty darn easy to get a license. And I started thinking about how hard and terrifying it would be to get your license in really busy cities. And then I just started thinking about driving in general, because at the time I was in traffic and there was a lot of it. And I was like, holy banana, I do not like this. I don't know how people do this. And I feel bad that people do this. And road rage, I understand why people get so frustrated that they just lose their minds. It doesn't mean it's okay to do it. I'm not condoning road rage at all. I'm just saying I understand the frustration. And I started thinking about blinkers and people driving, and how it's interesting to me that people will go out of their way to pass you just to get one car in front of you, to save like quite literally 1 second. You're risking people's lives. You're risking lives to get someplace like 1 second, 1 minute faster. Or those motorcycles. God, motorcycles piss me off. They drive like absolute douche lords. Excuse me. They drive like absolute douche lords. I can't say they, but a lot of them. Most of those motorcyclists that I've seen, I get so tired of those damn bumper stickers. Watch out for cyclists. Watch out for cyclists. Fuck you. Watch out for others, because they're the worst. They drive down the middle They drive down, there'll be 2 lanes of traffic. The 2 lanes of traffic will be at a dead stop or going really slow, and they'll drive right down the middle. Or they'll drive down the shoulder. Or they'll drive down the fog lane. But yet they're like, oh, obey the rules of the road. Obey the rules of the road. You obey the rules of the road. Since when can you just tootle on down the middle of the highway? And then someone was telling me, well, depending on the state you live in, motorcyclists are in fact allowed to drive basically wherever they want or drive down the middle. But then I'm like, okay, so they aren't like cars. And why? Why are they allowed to do that? That is dangerous. That is super dangerous. And it is very hard to see them. And if they're driving, the shoulder of the road is for emergencies. The shoulder of the road is for people to pull over. So it's kind of stupid for motorcyclists to be driving down it. Oh my gosh, my puppy and my other puppy are chasing each other. And then my old lady dog is having no part of it. Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay. I just took him out and ran him. But anyway, motorcyclists just irritate the crap out of me. I think they drive like crap, and they will weave in and out of traffic. And I'm like, there is nothing between you and asphalt. You have no metal, you have no protection. So when you crash, you're going to either die or wish you were dead. But yet, oh my God, my dogs are just like going crazy. They're peeling out on the hardwood floor, going up and down the stairs, and then peeling out into the bedroom, peeling out again, almost hitting the door, going up the stairs. And it's my youngest puppy. By the way, I just got a red heeler puppy she was born in November. We just got her like 3 weeks ago. Her name is Gwendolyn. We call her Gwenny. She is Puck's half sibling. Anyway, I may or may not have already talked about this, but they drive like crap. And then just cars in general. I work at a place that's off of a highway, and to get to work, I have to make a left, and I have to stop. And it's traffic that is going from 45 that eventually goes into a straight stretch that eventually goes to 55. But the area that I pull over in is in a 55. The problem is I have to slow down and turn. Well, people usually aren't paying attention. I don't know what it is about straight stretches. I think because it's not curvy, they don't have to pay it. They feel like they don't have to pay attention. So it's almost like they just stop paying attention because they feel like it's easy to drive straight. They feel like it takes no skill to drive straight. So no one looks up. So I can't tell you how many times people have been rear-ended and there's been accidents on this road. Well, particularly where I work, when I'm trying to turn left, a lot of people are not paying attention. So you have to put on your blinker and start tapping your brakes at a pretty safe distance, like quite a ways ahead, just to get people to start looking up and going, hey, I'm getting ready to turn here. Pay attention. Look. So you have to tap your brakes, tappy, and then really slow down and turn on your blinker ahead of time. And I can't tell you how many times people still won't be paying attention, and you're like, hey, and you'll even honk your horn, and people will pass on the shoulder. Well, there's a mailbox there, and people will pass on the shoulder, or they will pass on the left when I'm going to be turning into the left. I'm going to be making a left and they'll pass on the left. This happens a lot. Or I'll be coming out of work, making a right onto the traffic, making a right. And because, like I said, sometimes people pass on the left, because sometimes people are passing on the left, there's times you're trying to turn onto traffic and you start to turn on and some asshole's now passing on the left. Well, you're trying to take a right. You almost get into a head-on collision. So it's insane. People just do not pay attention. And I don't know how people live in big cities. I have been in Kathmandu and I've driven, not me personally driven, but I've been in cars where other people drive in Kathmandu and in Mexico and in Greece, and holy banana. I thought that Americans were terrible drivers. Holy frickin' wow. See, the problem with doing a podcast on your phone is like what just happened, which is I keep getting phone calls. So anyways, I was in the middle of traffic and places that are crazy and driving, and how I could not imagine driving, trying to get your license in like Hong Kong. And then that started, or in like LA and like Kathmandu, and just driving around. It was an experience being a passenger. So I can imagine actually being the driver. But then that also got me thinking about politeness, and how when things are crowded and stuff and people driving, and how when someone has a blinker on and they're not being an asshole, they're not one of those asshole people that said that the lane was going to close, right lane closed ahead due to road work, and they give you like 2 miles to like get over. They give you 2 miles, they keep giving you warning, and then there's those assholes that like speed ahead and then expect everybody to let you in. I'm not talking about those people, or I'm not talking about the people that just simply weren't paying attention for whatever reason it is. They weren't paying attention and they missed their exit, and now they just expect everybody to move out of the way. But there's those people that really were paying attention, and they've had their blinker on, and they've been trying to get over, and they really need to because their exit is way up there, and they've been trying to get over, and they've been paying attention. And there's those other people on the road that just refuse to let you in because they're like, no, I'm going. I got to get there. Me allowing one car ahead is just going to really put me behind. Now, maybe that particular person has already allowed like 7 people in already. So they're like, I'm not going to let this last another person in. I've already been kind. I've already been polite. I can't keep letting people in. So maybe that scenario's happened. Or maybe they're just having a bad day for a real legit reason, and they're just like, whatever. But there are those people out there that just live off of just being like, nope. No. I cannot let them in. I need this spot. This is my spot, my spot. And they just refuse to let you in. And then I started thinking about etiquette, and how when you do get that person though that lets you in, like I love giving them that wave, that head nod, that mutual like, thanks, man, thanks. And then they give you that head nod back like, I got you, boo. Don't worry. Got your back. But it pisses me off when you're the person that's let someone in. You're the person that's like, hey, here, be in front of me. I don't need a parade. I don't need like a big old thing, but I want the head nod, or I want the little wave, I want the acknowledgement that, hey, I appreciate that. And when they don't do it, you're like, fuck you, man. What the hell? I just let you in. Appreciate that. I shouldn't want that. You should do things without needing or wanting that. And I don't do it because I want it. Well, I don't do it because I want it, but like I'll do it because I just think it's polite. It's the fair thing to do. But I'm just saying, when someone doesn't appreciate it and they, don't give you that head nod, you're just like, what the hell, man? Sorry, I'm sitting here moving my file cabinet in my desk as I'm talking to you, because I just realized how off center it is with my wall, and it's making my brain like hurt. But then it shows my cords. Oh, that's why I did that, because then it shows cords. And I didn't want my puppies to get to the cords. I have reasons why I do things. I used to tell my kids that, listen, there's a reason why I put things where I put them. There's a reason I have the cat houses outside, strategically placed where I do. It really is for a particular reason. And I think about things. I think about like, what about in the summertime? They need shade. What about in the wintertime? They need this. What about, I just take all these factors into account when I place things, whatever the case may be, whatever it is, I pay attention to, like I put things in certain spots for reasons. I take into account different scenarios. Anyway, so I just started thinking about etiquette, and that again started making me think of Hong Kong and how much I just freaking want to go back to Hong Kong. Well, maybe not now that they, poor things, had to be, China took them over again, and China decided to freaking be assholes. And then America just left Hong Kong out to dry, which was a bunch of bullshit on Biden administration. We just like left Hong Kong out to dry. Didn't help them at all. Shout out to Hong Kong. gosh, we just totally hung them out to dry, and it was really shitty. Shame on America. Really shame on America. But I got the pleasure of going there for only 12 hours, and I want to go back. And I've talked about this many times, but never in my life have I experienced such kindness and compassion and patience and respect and humor and beauty as in beauty with the people and beauty as in the city, and just so cool. And I just want to go back when I can really take my time to genuinely experience and submerge myself in the culture. But I noticed how getting on and off the subways and just thinking of crowded places, how some people are rude because you kind of have to survive. If you want to get on a subway, you have to just kind of barrel your way through. Otherwise, you're never going to get to your destination. You're not going to get to work on time because unfortunately, in certain cities like New York, if you don't bulldoze your way through, if you're not assertive, you're not going to get anywhere. Unfortunately, you have to sometimes, not unfortunately, being assertive is good if you don't do it all the time, but a certain amount of assertiveness is fantastic. You have to be assertive. If you're not assertive, you're not going to go anywhere in life. And so you definitely have to sometimes steamroll your way into a subway because otherwise, into the subway, otherwise you're not going to get to your destination on time. And sometimes you have to, you have to, sorry, I keep getting sidetracked by my house and how off everything is because my dogs knock shit over. Anyways, you have to be assertive. You have to be able to take the initiative to go and work hard. And sometimes it means making more phone calls. Sometimes it means not taking no for an answer. But it cracked me up because even though people were assertive in Hong Kong, as in they all gathered in and like sardines and kind of pushed their way in and out of the subway system. But at the same time, they weren't rude about it. I don't know how to explain it. It was the weirdest combination of really kind of cramming everybody in. But yet, if somebody fell down, I assure you, they would help you up. They're not trying to. Whereas in New York, it'd be like, fuck you, learn how to get onto the subway. Learn how to, be assertive and get in there. Otherwise, you're not going to hack it. Most people in New York aren't going to help you up. There, in Hong Kong, I bet you people would help you up because it'd be so disrespectful not to. And then I started thinking about respect and how Gwenny, quiet, leave it. Or excuse me, quiet. Good quiet, yes. Good quiet, good girl. Good quiet, good girl. Good quiet Puck, good quiet Mo, good quiet Bonnie, good quiet Charlie, good quiet Nora, good quiet Henry. Okay, sorry. You have to be assertive, but also respectful. It's balance. It's always balance, Goes back to the yin yang, goes back to the moderation, goes back everything in moderation, balance. You have to have winter and summer. You've got to have the seasons. If you don't have the seasons, then there are certain problems that happen. You have to have all the feelings. You have to have the angry, the sad, the anxious, the happy, the scared, the love. Got to have them all. But I just started thinking about people. And it's one thing to be assertive when you're driving, but when you're passing people just to get someplace a couple of seconds sooner, you're taking other people's, like what a disrespectful, selfish, narcissistic, douchey thing. You're like, fuck everybody else, fuck everybody else's lives. It's all about me, me, me. It's like those seagulls, mine on Finding Nemo. So that you can get a thrill, like whack off, I don't know. Jump out of something, do something that only affects you. If you are a thrill seeker, do it something that only affects you, to where if you live, that's on you. If you die, that's on you. It doesn't affect anybody else. But passing for no other reason than to get someplace a couple of seconds sooner or for the thrill of it is just selfish and narcissistic. You're taking somebody else's family member away. You're taking away their income because now they're in the hospital and they can't work. So you're making it where someone doesn't, like, you're taking away someone's mother, daughter, son, aunt, uncle, sister, brother, wife, whatever, forever. Or you are putting them in the hospital, now you're taking away their income, and now they can't pay their bills. And you've made someone hurt. Or you've killed yourself, and now your family has to grieve. All because you wanted the thrill and the rush of going faster, or all because you didn't manage your time. You didn't plan. So an emergency on your part somehow constituted an emergency on everybody else's. So your lack of planning meant that someone had to die or be in the hospital. That's ridiculous. Time management, accountability, again, accountability and respect. There's no respect and there's no accountability anymore. Letting people in, again, those people that have had 2 miles to see the signs, road work ahead, right lane ends, road work ahead. Oh my God, that's 4 phone calls. I really need to do this up on the microphone. The awesome, amazing microphone that my sons and my mom got me that I need to use, and I don't, and then this happens. But anyways, the people that have seen the warnings, right lane ends, 2 miles ahead, basically, get over. I'm not talking about those people, but the people that you're not even letting them in just because of what? You want to prove a point? That makes you feel good to be rude. It makes your heart happy to just not let someone in. Like, what does that do? It's just weird. Or when I'm trying to turn to go into work and you decide that you're going to pass because, again, you can't wait for me to turn. You can't wait that extra couple of seconds. There's no patience. There's no accountability. There's no respect. Holding open the door now, poor men get reamed if they, God forbid, show respect and hold open a door. I would hate to be a man right now. I'd hate to be a white man right now, a straight white man. Straight white men have it bad. And I've been saying for a long time, I'm not trying to sound like those people. I've been saying this for a long time. That sounded shitty. I don't mean it like I know everything. And I've been saying it and people are just now catching up to what my amazing brain has already thought. I don't mean it like that, but I have been saying for a while, I can't stand it when there are the people out there, the women out there that want to be treated like a queen, but treat their men like nothing other than a bank account or like a maintenance man, a handyman. And I hate the whole respect is earned. No, respect should not be earned. You should give respect to people unless they've done something to take away that respect. Especially your partner that you chose to be with. If you chose to marry someone, or you chose to live with someone, or you chose to be in a relationship with somebody, they're not forcing you to do it. So you're not doing them a favor. That's pretty crappy to be like, I'm doing you a favor by choosing to be in a relationship, allowing you to be in a relationship with my amazing self. No, you mutually, I would hope. I hope you don't have him or her tied up into your house like some misery thing and you've got them like tied down. But, unless you're into that, but I just mean then it's a mutual thing. So we're going back to mutual. But anyway, like it's a two-way street, and respect, you should give respect to everybody. And then if they do something that now warrants you, no longer having respect for them, then sure. Okay. And again, that's the other thing. People jump on someone right away. Like they make one mistake. A mistake means they haven't done it before. It's something that they truly didn't mean to do, or they didn't realize was going to be such a big deal and they didn't mean to. And so again, it's a mistake. Now, a mistake doesn't happen over and over again, because then it's no longer a mistake. A mistake is not something that you do over and over again. But I also get tired of people just not giving someone a chance. It's like someone messes up and they're just immediately. Now, okay, cheating, that's a big thing. I get not giving a chance if someone cheats. I get it. I get if someone beats you. If someone physically or mentally harms you or is unfaithful, I get maybe not giving a chance. Maybe you could still give it a chance. Maybe you could still go to counseling. Maybe there are certain relationships, not with the physical abuse, not with the mental abuse, not with sexual abuse, but maybe possibly the cheating. Maybe you can work that out. I don't know. But anyway, I'm talking though, if you get in a fight and you're tired because you feel that someone maybe doesn't contribute with taking care of the kids, or doesn't contribute with working, or doesn't contribute with the maintenance of the house, or doesn't contribute with the pets, or whatever, or is super messy, and let's say that just bothers you and you've asked them over and over and over to contribute and you've communicated. Still, I think that people don't go to counseling now, or people don't try hard anymore. No one really tries at anything. They want to get rich quick. They don't want to work hard. They all want participation awards. And they're in a hurry. No respect for the hard work and what you get out of it. No respect for the time and energy it takes for you to have the things you have. Other people are working hard for you to have the things you have. There's no respect. People are just wanting to pass just so they can get a couple of seconds ahead. They're wanting to push you over just so they can get someplace, get in line quicker. They don't want to wave that hello to you. No, Puck, drop it. Good drop, good boy, good drop. Yes, oh my God, he's eating the squeaker thing out of a toy that I meant to take out. Lord, anyway. So it's crazy when you go to different countries and you see how other cultures are and see what's allowed, what's socially allowed in other countries. It's amazing that America is so rude, but at the same time, I mean, things were pretty chaotic in Kathmandu. People were all over the place, and if you didn't, even when you're walking the streets of Kathmandu, you're sharing it with very narrow streets with people and cars, and businesses have some of their stuff out on the streets. But again, it goes between, you want to be assertive because you can't let every single person get ahead of you, because you also have places to go. You need to go places, but you also need to kind of just be patient and go with the flow. That's what's great about going, if you have the opportunity to go someplace else and learn what you have to be thankful for. Learn what other people have and don't have, things that you like and don't like, and learn how people treat each other. I wonder what people think when they come to different parts of America. I wish that if people could come to America, I wish it were possible for them to go to different areas, because people have asked me, well, what's America like? Well, what do you mean? America is a large country. So what part of America? The South is different than the East Coast. The West is different than the Midwest. It's just all different. The North is different than the South. So, guys, can we all tap our third eye 21 times? Charlie, we're tapping our third eye 21 times. Good, quiet, Charlie. Good, quiet, good boy. Good, quiet, Mo. Good, quiet, Bonnie. Good, quiet, Nora. Good, quiet, Henry. Good, quiet, Puck. Good, quiet, Gwenny. Okay. Again, when you're listening to this podcast, these are the things you hear. Sorry. My dogs are wrestling around. Same dogs that were chasing each other earlier. So anyways, respect, driver's licenses. I don't know how. Shout out to anybody that gets their license in very large cities. Shout out to you guys. And shout out to those that are still respectful, that don't have the mentality of respect is earned, not given. That's a bunch of bullshit. What if people had that same mentality towards you? They just treated you like crap. You'd be like, what the hell? I didn't do anything to you. Exactly. You didn't do anything to them for them to treat you that way. You know, what if the shoe is on the other foot? But shout out to those of you who are, hey, Puck, leave it. Good, leave it. Good, leave it. He was just like dragging her around by her ear. Lord. She like goes right back at him though. She is sassy and has no fear and tells him for what. She is like, oh, no. She doesn't take his crap. Anyway, so shout out to those that are respectful, that are patient, that are not taking others' lives into your own hands just because you are impatient. I mean, wouldn't you feel guilty killing someone just because you were impatient? Just saying. But yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for listening. I appreciate all of you. I appreciate everybody. I hope you are all doing your best. Well, I don't know, because like, whatever your personal best is. I had someone that used to tell me, a boss of mine, that's like, Courtney, you don't get to compare others to you at all, because maybe what your best is someone else's mediocre, or someone else's worst, or maybe your best is someone else's unobtainable, something that is way too high for them. And maybe my best to someone else, they're looking at me like, wow, she's not trying at all. My very best could be someone else's worst. So I need to stop being like, hey, I do this, this, and this, because that's narcissistic. It doesn't matter. I am taking care of me. So I guess I still can say do your best. Whatever your genuine best is. Not your fake best when you're like, I'm trying. I'm tired. Not that. That's not doing your best. That's just complaining and saying that you're tired. That's not trying and doing your best. So shout out to those of you that are polite, that are giving respect no matter what, that are doing their best no matter what, that are putting on their blinkers, that are allowing other people to maybe get a lane in front, a car to get in front of you, or maybe even in a grocery store, you let them in. Shout out to those of you that are doing their best to find the good. I certainly know, I've said this before, if you were born in America and you live in America, you are privileged right away. I don't care if you're homeless. I don't care if you are homeless in New York, homeless in LA. You're still more privileged to a lot of third world countries. So let's find the good. And thanks for listening. I appreciate it. Until next time.